What's up everybody, this is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13, and today we're going to go over RJ's 99 Nissan Maxima. Ironically, the project that I'm going to go over in this video is the door panel build that I did 1 year and 3 months ago. However, when I originally completed this door panel, I recorded all of the video footage on a friend's DSLR camera, but what ended up happening was the audio was so bad that the video was completely unusable, so it ended up in my video to edit folder on the computer. So guess what? That video just never got done, but here we are. This is the project. He came back for me to do his radio install, but that allowed me to get this video footage now of this build so I can showcase it. I'm still gonna do a little bit of throwback footage because that's when I showed off all of the templates that I created as well as A/B comparisons. But right here, right now, I'm gonna go over this build with you. First and foremost, this entire door panel is 100% handmade by me on the router table. There's absolutely no wood in the final product. It is all PVC, some acrylic, and a little bit of body filler when necessary. There are so many different techniques and fabrication tricks that I did in order to pull off all of these extremely complex shapes, and I am really proud of this. This is to date the only full custom door panel build that I have done. And quite honestly, I don't think I'm gonna ever do it again because this really is the type of work that requires a CNC, because so much of the work was just simply repetition, doing the same type of cuts over and over in stencils and templates and yada yada. Okay, so first of all, the primary design of this door obviously is just really rad looking. I've got this real aggressive acrylic belt line that goes across the top. The only parts that came from the original door are the door handle itself, these window switches here, and this door pocket, this plastic piece right there. Everything else I have made from scratch. So in order to get that belt line to flush in there is that long curve that matches with the upper door. There's the one exposed screw that I painted to match. The armrest I'm actually really proud of because the whole thing has a large, slow, tapering, three-dimensional curve, and obviously there's this big inset piece right here, and then this top piece right here that's like kind of padded a little bit, and just a lot of really perfect tight tolerances. That's what I was really shooting for on this build, was testing my ability to get tolerances really tight. Another element was the speaker pod assembly down here. Same deal, there's a lot of components to that, but the primary one is this large piece right here, and it's got a pressed grill, so there's a lot of depth and dimension, and then also this grill trim ring that goes all the way around it. As you can see, I color match painted the grill itself, and what you cannot see probably is my logo right there that is lasered into the black acrylic trim. We don't need it to be gaudy or anything like that when I'm showing off my logo. And the final primary component of the door panel is the door pocket. The door pocket, again, a couple different fabrication techniques here. There's a tapered curve. That one's really fun to do. Got a couple different shapes going on. It has depth and dimension. It is perfectly mated with the other design elements. And then I have some black acrylic insert in there so there's no exposed edges. Finally, this little button right here is actually his trunk release, and that kind of goes over all of the design elements on this thing. Now, it should be noted that this is a 4-door build, so when we come to the rears, we have a very similar style. However, these are not the same size or shape doors. I had to make completely new templates for the rear doors that were just based off of the front doors and were supposed to look the same, but without actually being the same. So the speaker pods on the bottom are pretty much the same. The difference being is that this is an actual component set, so there are tweeters in there and the woofers there. So on the fronts, instead of tweeters, I've got my logo. This is probably one of the really good upholstery jobs here. As you can see, this is all wrapped by myself, so I was pretty proud of that. Seems to be holding up pretty well after over a year. And now we've got the next door right here. As you can see, it is pretty much the same. A big undertaking as far as a project goes. Certainly something that should not be taken lightly. And this is our final passenger door, looking absolutely beautiful. Some other little hidden treats on this is that every time you open a door, there are LEDs underneath the door that are tucked away, hidden inside of there. It does a puddle light effect, which is really helpful in the dark. I just turned off the lights, and this is how much light you're gonna get out of that lower door. Door trigger is hooked up to a relay, kicks on those lights. It's pretty nice. And another treat is that as soon as you put the keys in, then we've got these RGB lights that are hidden underneath the armrest. Those kick on, and that's what they look like in white mode. However, they are blue Bluetooth controllable via an app on your phone. It's got 3 zones of control, so we've got the front door on the passenger side, and then the rear doors are on their own zone. So you're gonna be able to have a different color here, there, and in the back. So I just put it on the 7 color fade so you can see what it looks like on the driver door while it's open here. And then if we look at the passenger door while it's closed, that's what it looks like. And then for our rears, it's pretty much the same deal. It's hidden inside of the armrest, and it's glowing there, and it's glowing there. So it's a really, really nice ambiance effect. And just to demonstrate the different zones, here we have the driver door in a red, and the passenger door is going to be a blue. And then as you can see, the rear doors are going to be in a green color. So 3 different zones of control. And as soon as I turn off the keys, voila, they turn right off. And now I'm going to hand the camera over to myself and show you some footage that I took a year and 3 months ago. This is the factory door panel of RJ's 99 Nissan Maxima. Some of the topics of interest is a tweeter that doesn't work, so that's going to go away. This door handle is definitely there and has to stay. These window switches are there and have to stay. We do have a trunk release button, and we've got a speaker location. This is the rear door panel. It is similarly styled. I added that speaker a long time ago and dyed it to match, so that's going to go away and get replaced with a new setup. Same situation, we've got window switches and a door handle. That location cannot be moved. It is a much shorter one, and it's got that hard angle to it. Let's talk about real briefly how much template work was required in order to produce this beautiful thing. So first of all, these are all of the templates that I had to machine up for the door pocket. We've got basically, I think, 4 of those. This is for the crest grill, is this guy. This is for that speaker trim ring. This is the original design of that acrylic insert. This is the chamfer level. This is the base level with an offset chamfer there. These pieces right here were required in order to make the ones that I just showed you. So there's 4 pieces right there. As far as the armrest goes, these are for the cutouts. This is the insert. That is in 3 layers, required for just 1 armrest. And then this is the top plate. This is that trim panel that you saw, and then this is the other armrest for the rear. Same deal, we've got basically 4 pieces required for that shape, the top plate and the trim panel at the top. Then when we're talking about the acrylic along the top, then there's these guys. So there's the actual acrylic itself, and then the design that's in the door, again a front and a rear. So we've got 2 pieces for each one of those. As far as all of the door handles and the window switches, these had to be made into templates similar to that, so I could make those shapes. This is my Brontosaurus. He's a friend. He's going to stay here. And then this is the actual door plate itself. Or that one is the rear. No, this one's the rear, and this one's the front right here underneath it. So that's all tucked away, and this was kind of like a modification thing that had to be on there. And then finally, if you're curious, then I can show you the original design. Here's the original design. This is what it all started from. So, you know, that's the idea, is you gotta learn how to sketch this stuff out. And by you, I mean me, because designing the thing is like the hardest part for me. Basically, this is how it all starts, because once I have like an idea of a game plan, I just start cutting wood and such, and then we get into making jigs. So if you're interested in an A-B comparison, this is again the original door right here, and this is the new door that I made. So it's a very different style, much more modern, much more high-end of a styling door. It looks really good, and I'm very pleased with this transformation. And here's our rear door panel comparison. That is the before Nissan Maxima, and this is ByThirteen Special Edition. Pretty significant improvement. And this is some footage that I actually just found in the archives, which is a little bit of a behind the scenes when I was really proud of completing the first armrest. So you can see the full PVC layered construction with acrylic on top. And then this is the door panel laid out basically once I had finished all of the individual components and before upholstery. Now, just to be clear, this is very unlikely that I'm ever going to do a project of this caliber or scale again. It's simply just not efficient for me to take on a job like this when there's other shops that have CNCs and employees that are more skilled and versed in this type of fabrication. This was just more of an experiment to see, could I do it and how would it come out if I did? Based on the number of hours that I logged on this job, it would be somewhere around $12,000 to $13,000 for these 4 door panels built from scratch. And so that's just really not going to be in most people's budget, unless of course we're talking about some sort of classic car or some other type of build where a from scratch build would be warranted. Probably not another 99 Nissan Maxima. I do want to point out how well this door fits in with the interior and complements into the dash. Those are the A-pillars that I had built previously. So we've got the dual tweeters up there and of course the woofers down in the doors. The armrests are very comfortably located and they are real nice and very sturdy. There are several bolts holding into rev nuts into the doors, so everything is pretty well built and built to last. Alright, well that's all I'm going to say on this particular build. Thank you so much for watching. This is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13. Have yourselves a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later. Bye!